kusikia as a responsible president, if he was responsible enough, mimi nilikuwa nataka kusikia ananiambia kwamba all government officials they are taking pay cuts, such kind of things, but sio kutuambia mama mboga mwenye ulikuwa unaambia 2022 ya kwamba hii serikali ni ya mama mboga, you're taxing that person to death. This person akona school fees ya kulipia watoto wake. I know people huko home who can't even afford hata school fees ya ile public school, ile mtihani walipanga 20 bob. Some people can't even afford that kind of money. But these fools are out of touch with reality. They think everything spins around them. They think like the way they live is how everybody lives, which is far-fetched from the reality. Mnafaa mkomeshe, na any MP mwenye alivote yes na akakuja sahi analamba home says sijui anamwambia sijui you have a caring president, sijui the president listens. Fuck that person. Ukiona huyo mtu msalimie. Kama mnaweza share namba zao pia share with us. We are honestly tired. We are really, really tired. We just want to live in a country whereby all careers are good. We don't want to be in a country whereby we are advising people to don't go and do that course because hautapata kazi. That's not the kind of Kenya we want. Inafaa tutoke hapo. We just want a country whereby all professions they matter. Mliambia watu education is the key to success. People put in effort, walienda shule, they scored good grades, like that merit, people have it. In fact, it's in parliament where hakuna like some sort of merit, but huku nje wase wamesoma. People like Mbiti amesoma. Ukiangalia watu kama Rogers ni watu wameenda shule. A lot of people wamesoma huku nje, but you cannot come now and start you force the country to go in a direction whereby we are now telling people like if you do that kind of course you will suffer because there are no jobs for you. Hiyo sio maisha zetu tulitaka, and this can be rectified if looting in this government stops. And lastly, Ruto must go, not might go. He must go. And I'm endorsing this from Huisero. Asanteni.
Guys,
Thank
before
you.
we continue, the people must know that we must explain to our parents that most of our parents watakubali chenye Ruto alisema leo kwa screen, so lazima we explain to them that he was lying and he is a conniving liar, he is a conniving pathological liar, like a narcissist. So we must explain to our parents that we are doing this because huyu mtu ukimpea chance kidogo, Ruto ni ule mtu ukimpea chance kidogo hivi atakuingiza box. I swear alituingiza box isi 2021. So you must tell these people that he's a conniving liar, like ni ule he lies for a living. Hata alipokuwa president is being paid to be a liar. So another thing I want to add is we are still fundraising the mchanga. You can check and if has a timeline for the link, somebody should share it here, the mchanga link, so that we help the people who wenye waliumia jana and those who lost their loved ones. My condolences. And let me just say, we should not relent. Like, no matter the circumstances, we are so deep in the abyss right now. There's no coming back. Kindly, na mtu asiseme ni incitement or anything. We are just demanding a peaceful protest. Nimeona mtu akisema watu 200k watokelezee Ngong, wengine watokelezee Wayaki we, wengine watokelezee Thika Supai, wengine Jogoro, wengine City Cabanas. Tukitokelezee hivyo tuende moja. We must make our voice to be heard. Juu hao watu wataendelea kutudanganya, wataendelea kutudhulumu, wataendelea kutufanyia chenye wanatufanyia, to spit on our faces. So I see King Nyamu, he can talk.
Hey, hi, how are you guys? Kwanza Kimuzi, uko na bahati sana uko Israel. Sisi wenye tumekuwa roughed up, it's been proper. And I have to mention that Salim has not still been found yet. Like I think we should all look out for each other because there are some people who are missing Chinyamaji, and it's
sorry to interrupt. Kuna Primandeka nasikia account yake imehakiwa, hajapatikana pia, wana tweet na account yake. Somebody should confirm.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Pia Salim hasn't been found. I think it was because of and those people are not police, by the way, to be very honest. The people we had an encounter with, ni proper military trained or something. So they're not police. So Salim hasn't been found. And I realized the more you put pressure, is they can't do it. Like he was a moderator, PCA moderator. Now during his reign, he was one of the most corrupt moderators ever. So mtu wa Sabasaba, which happened 30, 40 years ago, as in anakuja kunegotiate nini on behalf of Gen Zs and the youth in general, because I believe it touches on millennials and equally in as much as it touches on Gen Zs. So you guys shouldn't relent, as in everyone who is campaigning for this, it shouldn't be about the bill, because this is the same way I was lied to when Jubilee was campaigning, when he alienated himself and made it seem like he wasn't part of the government. It is the same way he's trying to fool all of you guys. Ni nini imefanya jana na juzi the whole of last week aseme that this was the best thing for Kenya, and right now it is not the best thing for Kenya. And finally, all of you should make sure all these MPs go home. Like, heri mchague majenzis peke yake na millennials peke yake. Wazee wanafanya nini? Kwanza unajua sisi hata ndo tunafaa kuendesha nchi. Mtu ako 60, he's already accumulated. There's no new idea a 60-year-old is going to tell you, because even the world is moving toward a more tech-based world, as in on a global stage. You can't convince me someone who is 60 years, David Ndii, is having economic policies that are wary of technological advancements and everything like that. So you make sure all these guys go home, whether it is King'ara, unajua mnataja kina Kimani Ichung'wah na Ndindi Nyoro peke yake. There are other people wenye wako chini ya maji kama the Ruiru MP and all of those guys. So anyway, that's what I have to say. So don't believe what this guy says. If it is about exerting pressure, it is Ruto must go. It is not the bill. Bill sasa ameshatuondolea, hiyo tumefurahi. We thank him, but I am sorry, Ruto must go.
Yo, Metro, you can talk money. Oh, Ama, the lady.
Who is the lady? Laika.
Is it me?
Me. Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah, I can speak for now.
Yeah. Wait, are there two ladies speaking? Laika, are you ready to speak?
Hi guys, I hope you're doing well.
Oh, okay.
What I want to say is I'm actually proud of what we did, because many people didn't believe we could do it. They didn't even think we could pull that off, but we did. Well, and it's really sad that we lost lives. Life is very precious. Now, the fact that we lost lives is the more reason that hatufai kusikiza Ruto and whatever he said today. Because if it was really genuine, speech yake ya jana ingeanza na kuongelelea the lives that were cut short yesterday. People were shot live on TV. Like, yo, hizo ni lives za wase, hao ni watoto wa watu. They were like, alafu wanacha the bodies lying there like dogs. Bro, hao ni watu wa watu. So tomorrow we march. And sadly, I won't be with you. I sustained injuries. I got a fracture kwa ankle and a bad cut. Canister ya tear gas hit me. But well, it was for a good cause, well, what we wanted as tumepata, but not really what we wanted. And talking about the MPs, these people have shitted on us, on our faces. Kwanza, there's this one guy, I can't remember the name, but akona some weird, awkward hairstyle amenywa funny thing, and amedai a part of his beard, yeah? And alipost kwa Facebook. Most of his stupid posts ziko Facebook, because huko ndio watu they can't call him out for his bullshit. Alisema people below 30 years, what do they know? I mean, kwani watu below 30 years hatuna akili? We can reason, we have brains, we know the constitution, we can read. So these people need to go home, they need to be held accountable, and tukimalizana na hii nini yote, we come back to them. There are those murderers, kuna ule mwenye alishoot msee, they did mass baraza. These people have killed people and they have never been held accountable. Those lives tunazifaitia leo because those are citizens of Kenya and they are not lesser citizens. Just because they are not from very fortunate families doesn't mean they are not Kenyan citizens. And every life in Kenya is protected by the constitution. So that is what we are going to do for them. Again, kuna mwingine pia kuna rape charges. That is a very bad thing to be associated with someone who is sitting down to make laws for our country. What can a rapist sit down and tell us? So all those people, we are going to go after them and they are going to be held accountable. I am really proud of what we are doing and what we have started. It is going to go on for generations. We are fixing this country. We are going to clean the government clean. Santini.
Thank you so much, Asante Sana Kaiwa. Can we have Laika, please? You've been waiting for some time.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I think everyone has such a valid, like everyone has a valid reason to speak, and it's good to hear what everyone has to say. And please keep those hashtags coming of the people who've disappeared, because we're here to help. As much as we're not on the ground, like if anything comes my way na ni kitu yenye ina matter, I'm very willing to share and to amplify it so that hawa watu wenye wameshikwa waachiliwe, because the more pressure we put on them, the more the international community is watching, and they can't disappear under our watch. Sorry, let me come back again. Sorry, I won't go again, but this time I'll be right back.
Okay, thanks, Laika. Let's have Chabon go next, please. Chebokeo, Miss Kimutai.
Thank you, Jelani. Thank you, Kimuzi. Thank you, everyone who's listening. My fellow criminals, 110 of you. I'm so proud of you. I'd like first of all to start by saying that I'm fueled by pure hate and resentment for this government, because I voted for this government, I campaigned for this government, but what they have done to us, fuck this government, by the way. I know that people who are waiting for me to cast in this space, and I'm going to do it. Fuck this government. The president spoke and said, he has our people, he's not going to do anything to our people and all that, but we have our people who are missing. Can he release them? First of all, can he take accountability for the people that have died or have been killed during this protest? And it is a failure by the president himself to have peaceful protesters killed. Peaceful people. I watched on the TV people being killed, people being taken down for no particular reason. What was their crime? Protesting for their rights to be heard. I am so angry, and as I said again, I am fueled by pure hate and resentment for this government. I saw my MP in this space. I told you on whichever day was it, on Saturday, and I will tell you again, fuck you. Fuck you, by the way, because you're messing up our lives. We voted for you. We gave you the authority to go and speak for us. And when we told you we do not want this bill, you did not listen. And then you come to Twitter and say, I am sorry. We don't want your sorries, by the way. Your sorries you should have given them before you voted yes for this bill. We don't want your sorries. You can as well fuck yourself. Na ulini block, ni unblock kama we ni mwanaume. I want to talk to you face to face. I want to tell you guys, and I had a conversation with my dad yesterday, and there's something that he said, that we are the people that decide where this country goes. It is our time, it is our opportunity, this is the time. We will never have another opportunity. This is it. Let's take this opportunity and use it to the best of our ability. If we're occupying State House tomorrow, let's do it. I know I'm in Mesopotamia, I'm talking like this, but I will support you online. If you need us to send funds, we will do it, because we have to take this. We have to take back our power, because we are the people, we are supreme. The constitution says so. So let us remain focused. This is the time, this is the opportunity. We are not going to back down. I had the deputy president speaking, alikuwa anauma akipuliza. That is bullshit, by the way, because people in government all are in the same bed. Politics is about interests. And if his interests are taken care of, he can say anything. So fuck him, by the way. You don't listen to him. Let us go and occupy State House tomorrow. We are starting in the morning. Na msichelewe. Kesho amka asubuhi na mapema. Because we are going to take back our power. Finyeni kabisa. Don't relent. Do not give up. Do not musijaribu kurudisha gia nyuma. We are taking back our power. And as I said again, fuck this government. Fuck this motherfucking government again. And my MP, I'm telling you again, fuck you. Now ni unblock kama wewe ni mwanaume. I want to talk to you face to face. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's have Kenya Mzi. Please go ahead. And then after Kenya Mzi, let's have Milan. That's Oliet. and then let's have Ricky in that order. Just after the person speaks, just speak next, and then I'll pick the next speakers. Thank you so much. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Mkenya Mzee.
maximum 2 minutes. So I'll be keeping time. The moment your 2 minutes are up, I'll remind you. So let's keep time so that at least we have a huge speaking base. We want everyone to speak, small week, big week, wherever. So we want to give people time. So 2 minutes to be fair to all of us. Thanks.
Okay, thank you Kimuzi, thank you Jelani, and thank you Biti. Kitu mimi naambia wase ni kitu ya kwanza, fuck Ruto and everything he believes in, and we really have to, the fish rots from the head. We really have to demolish this tomorrow, and we have to occupy the state house. There is your nonsense here. This has been pulled down here. We are past that stage. We are not going to have a conversation. The only mission we have is tomorrow. We must occupy the state house. We don't have any other mission in this country. I know we are competent enough to work on our country, build it better, but we are going to build it better without Ruto. Hii ujinga ya people, they are stealing from us and they want to spend that plunder in this country. Ukapo unatembea sijui na which bands, sijui the G series, whichever, then unatuambia ati ni God. Which God? Hauna akili, hauna zero innovation, no anything. You haven't built this country. Hauna any innovation, and you've made all this money from the government. Unaitoa wapi? We are going to fix this country tomorrow. It's going to happen tomorrow. We don't have any other mission. Ni kesho ni kurauka na kuingia state house. If we must die, then we are. If I die tomorrow, I will have died for a good cause. That's what I know, and that's what I believe. Mali everyone mwenye mko kama unafinya Ruto must go, tafadhali make it global that Ruto must go, and we are doing it tomorrow. And just know, Gen Zs, tomorrow the world is watching. The whole of Africa is watching, and we must win. We must occupy the state house tomorrow. That is the message. We must occupy the state house tomorrow. Amka saa hii, anza kutayarisha viatu za kesho. Kama unataka kupiga luku vizuri pia unaweza piga, but tomorrow we are in state house. That my message is one: occupy state house tomorrow. And right now, if you're in this space, kindly tweet Ruto must go, and we occupy state house tomorrow. Thank you Kimuzi, thank you Jelani and BT.
Okay, I think it's
A
my
minute,
time.
please. As we occupy State House tomorrow, I just have one message. Kimuzi, hi handsome. Hi Kimuzi. Please be safe. Kimuzi, don't forget to smile. Don't forget that you're so handsome, and we are really looking forward. We are really. Nini wewe? Nataka niambie Kimuzi ni handsome.
Hey, let's shoot shot. Kimuzi, there is a woman for you. Please, waste no time. Acha najua hauna bibi. There is a girl. Please DM her immediately.
Jelani, can I speak?
Hello, kiasi tu, kiasi. Mwambie anaharibu ndoa, but it's okay. Thanks for the compliment.
Yeah, I think Joy, go ahead. You've been waiting for long.
Hi, so thank you so much. First, I want to start by reading for you guys something, because it's like we have prime warthogs over here who are running around like headless chicken, forgetting who the real Ruto is. So this one says, hide your intentions, not by closing up, with the risk of appearing secretive and making people suspicious, but by talking endlessly about your desires and goals, just not the real ones. 1. Ruto has mastered the art of being a prime liar. Ruto today started his speech by telling us about the price of unga. Mimi sijawahi nunua unga 100 bob. Kama unajua kwenye unga inauzwa 100 bob, please utuambie. Ruto talked about fertilizer subsidy, which was a whole scam. They sold people kokoto and sand. Ruto ended his speech by talking about the same online jobs they keep talking about every day. Finya computer upate dollars. Wapi? Your dollars inatoka wapi? Aki, I'm so angry with this government. And people are falling for their theatrics. Gachagua had the authority to speak before the damage. People are dead. I wish. Then Gachagua is saying, we forgive the MPs who voted no. I wish ningeenda kuamsha akina Rex, City Mochari. May their soul rest in peace. Kwenye wako niwaambie,
President amesema anataka Gen Z State House, tuende to have dialogue alafu mrudi mkalale. That is what Gachagua is saying. Eti tusamee the MPs who voted yes. They were just following the government they were voted in for. It's like Ruto has some remote control. Ana switch on, then akina Kimayo, akina the Kiambu woman, akina Ishungwa, running around like headless chicken. Awajui waende wapi. Ruto akisema this is the way to go, they go this way. Ruto says afanye hivyo. Alafu, Gachagua gives some sympathy speech. People fall for that. Ruto had actually, me, what I believe, yesterday's Ruto at 9 p.m., that is the prime Ruto. That is the Ruto I believe in. Yeah. There's nothing good that is going to come out of Ruto. Sai Gachagua na Nurdin Haji. They need to clean their house huko mbele. Sisi tunafagia yetu huku. Hatutaki wa apia kwa way yetu with whatever we are trying to clean. Then Ruto was talking about their priorities. Priorities yao bado ni agriculture, where they scammed people. UHC. We have UHC clinical officers when you wamekuwa on contract basis for I don't know for how long. They are still on strike. We have unposted medical interns who are helping. And actually the police were lobbying tear gas canisters at them. They were the one helping. Those are unposted medical interns. Yeah. So we really need to do something. Hii maneno ya mnaonaje about what Gachagua said, about what Ruto said. Let me tell you, Itumbi will piss on us. Kimayo ako hapa will piss on us. David Ndii, najua sahi amelalisha matumbo yake mahali. They will piss on us. We only have tomorrow. It's either tomorrow or never, by the way. And lastly, fuck this government 10 times or 1,000,000 times. But remember, they will piss on us. Itumbi atatukojolea. Akina Kimayo watatukojolea. Ichungwa. Omanga atabeba hiyo matako yake kubwa. I'm very sorry to say that. Aende hata juu ya State House adansie huko. So we only have tomorrow or never. Msihurumia watu, by the way. Wametubeba ufala. And if you're going to make the same mistake in 2027, fuck you too.
Okay, can I speak? Mnanisikia?
Yeah, speak Milan, and then Dr.
Okay, I won't take much time. I think I spoke before. I just want to add a few things. First things first, raise your hand if Ruto has blocked you on social media. Some of us, he blocked us on Twitter. So you can imagine a president blocking you on Twitter. Anyways, it is not going to be president for long. And another thing, watch your mambo ya 2027. It's now or never, because if we don't do it, my friend, tutatoroka nchi. Another thing that we are not talking about much is about because we want to do a system overhaul. So even MP salaries, we need to make sure that leadership is servant leadership. It's not dealership. Si ati mtu anatumia pesa mingi so that akiingia pale anaiba. The salaries lazima zishuke. We cannot have MPs having sitting allowance na kazi yao actually support. It's ni kukaa chini ku debate na oversight. So, and I hope that if fight will not end tomorrow, because we also have county governments, almost, I think, all former governors work on choppers. These guys are billionaires. So after tomorrow, the next step is devolution. We must make devolution work. I don't have much to say. I had spoken before. So thank you and keep the fire burning. Kesho kaende.
So before Daktari speaks, bana, mwache kunitumia anonymous funny messages. I'm just a co-host. I'm not a terrorist. Msikuje kuni kidnap.
Aki will lie the same thing, but at the same time, I'm going to say my address is public knowledge. Okay, don't send me DMs. My number that I've put online is public knowledge. I have never hidden. You know where I live. Don't DM me funny things. Come and get me. Mimi sijawai jificha. You have my image everywhere. You know me. Come in. Don't go through the corners. You know us. You know where Kimuzi is. You know where Daktari is. You know where all of us are. Don't DM me threats. Don't make a threat. Make a promise. If you are mad, come and get us. Don't be a coward. Don't threats are for cowards. Come get us. Okay? All right. Nimemaliza.
Thanks, Doc.
Yeah. Let me start by giving the honors. fuck Kimani Ichung'wah, fuck Kiduri Kindiki, fuck Silvanos Osoro, fuck Aaron Cheriot, fuck Elijah Kurui, fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. Our government right now has gone into another strategy. No sooner had the president made his speech, he's already collected his allies from the church. So he's now manufacturing consent. He's manufacturing support. But when he was speaking, those of us who have been to med school, and some of us have been so privileged, we've both been in med school and law. And so we write and we write. And so the first things I write was lies. He talked about GDP and the growth of GDP, and I rubbished it. You cannot be able to use GDP to measure the content, national content of people. Macroeconomics do not give the true picture of microeconomics. He talked about agriculture. Fuck Linturi. Why is Linturi still the cabinet secretary of agriculture? He talked about JSS and education and said something very emotional around, oh, our JSS teacher. Fuck him. Those teachers who are on the streets on strike, all of them were fired. Fuck him, fuck him. Then he talked about healthcare. And I said, by the way, you guys, tunamaliza hapa tunakuja kwa shift. I had already started on shift. They sent their people to speak to me, wakiniambia daktari, let us speak about this. I said, fuck you, you're my friends, you're my colleagues, you work with government, you align, you've gotten positions in this shift advisory, whatever board, I am not picking your calls. Apple, there's another place they're going to kill us. Then they talked about coffee farmers and sugarcane. Fuck him for his lies. This government will continue manufacturing lies. This government will continue exploiting us. This government will they will even sell our own oxygen. They will sell our own children. They will sell the ovaries and your spermatozoa that you carry in your balls and your ovaries. They will sell anything for you. Let me tell you, reject finance bill was just a catalyst. We are saying no, fuck housing levy, get it out. We want reforms of NHIF, we don't want a shift. We want justice for every fucking person who's died, every single one of them. And may the blood of all those comrades haunt them to the fourth generation, haunt them, haunt their children, haunt their pockets. May they die painful deaths because they killed innocent people. Fuck him. We don't want this cabinet. He talked about when he was finishing, he said, oh, the respect of our constitution and the rule of law. I'm like, fuck you. Why do we have caste positions? Fuck you. Why do you have a prime cabinet secretary? Fuck you. Why do we have positions of your spices, it is a bill which is under secrecy? Fuck you. You're driving the latest car, even the Emirates are not driving them. Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Mimi, I have been threatened. Sahi naongelesha hivyo niko na what are they called? VPN, VPNs ngapi? I am at the airport leaving. I am leaving. They have come for my family, they have traced them, but I told them, fuck you, you will not kill me. If they want to kill Jalego, my 10-year-old son, I will make them pay for that blood. They will pay it. But fuck him, fuck him, fuck him. Thank you, comrades. And let's keep up. Thank you.
Well, yeah, people are angry, people are mad, and I always say one thing that is very nice about us is that it cuts across all divides. We are tribeless, we are partyless. There's no social class stratification in this, so it's. I hope the NIS here they are listening keenly and they'll provide the right the right information. Well, go ahead and then we'll give Kiprono and then Rick and then Mundo Wanja.
All right, I'm going to be very short. Yesterday, the president came and talked about. Basically, he was really angry yesterday. Today, he came and said that yesterday he said we committed treason and he called us criminals. But in a matter of 24 hours, he said he has heard us and we are his children. What I want to know is, what do we believe? You couldn't hear us yesterday. I mean, if you had to kill so many people to then come today and say that you've heard us, why didn't you just hear us yesterday when you saw what you saw? What changed? Then I was looking up to see, who is the most criminal, in the country, and apparently it's his own people, because the people he has chose have had so many scandals, and there's nothing is done about them. I keep talking about the Finland scandal, I keep talking about the Salah scandal, and so many other scandals. And then all these people are still under him and he's not done anything. And then he's calling us criminals. And then treason. Apparently, the person who commits treason is called a traitor. Okay, so what is treason? It's betrayal to your own country. So who has betrayed us the most? Who has betrayed their country the most here? Is it us? All we are seeking is justice. All we are seeking is for a better tomorrow. And it's say that we are committing treason. I want to know, can someone tell me if all the people who have been abducted, have they been found? That's probably a rhetorical question, but then someone can answer it after I'm done. So if they have, the people, did you guys see how Shad was abducted? Okay, so if you abducted all these people and you have not released them, and yet you've heard us, what are you saying? You still have people who are abducted, we still have people we've lost. The people who have died, are you going to resurrect them? And how the hell do you stand and tell people it's only 6 people who've been killed? And then Gedura yesterday, what were people doing last night for them to be killed? I mean, were people protesting? Because maybe I missed that. I thought people were sleeping. People were going home. Like, how do you kill so many people? And then I also need to know an accountability of all the people in the city mortuary who have died. Can someone please find the names? Can someone please have a list? Because apparently, the fact that you went and lied to everyone that is only 6 people who died, it means that you're scared for people to know exactly what you did. Okay? Then I want to paint a picture to you guys. If you are not a parent here, you are a brother, or you are a sister, or you are a mother, or you are a father. Do you know what it takes to have a kid from day 1 to day 20 years old? Do you know how much you have to do to get someone go through teenagehood until they are in their 20s? So the people who actually were shot yesterday, they are probably most of them are in their 20s. I've had a 7-year-old got killed. Man, do you know what that means? Huyo tu ni mtoto alikuwa anataka tu a better tomorrow. Huyo ni mtoto mzee ambaye ni rafiki yetu next door. Okay? Did you see the bodies that were lying yesterday in parliament? Did you see even like the CNN guy Mador when he was reporting someone actually got shot in live on air? So can someone please have the names of these people so we can know what we are talking about? So when the international community is being tagged by these people, we know what to tell them. You cannot kill us and lead us. You cannot abduct us and lead us. Well, so what are we going to do now? Like every time we want to speak up, you are abducting us. Every time we want to speak up, you are killing us. And then you wonder why we are upset. This is why we are upset. And what were we doing yesterday? We didn't have guns. We had water cans, and that's it. And flags. Sorry guys, I'm a little emotional. Let me tell you something. I'm not a religious person, but the Bible talks about the Tower of Babel. If you guys know that story, you know how God came down and looked and saw how united people were. And I think what God said was, I may be wrong, but this is what the message. The message was, people who are united are going to do this thing, and nobody will stop them. So our unity is our power, guys. Our unity is our power. Ruto, we gave you a chance. Some of us were rallying behind you. We wanted you to win. These people were saying that less than 30 years old, they don't know what they're doing. They were the ones who are rallying for you to win. They were the ones tagging everyone, sending everyone to vote. These are the same people who are turning against you because they gave you a chance. We wanted you to win. Every one of us wanted you to win. But you've let us down. What do you want us to do? Thank you.
Thank you. We want to Kiprono go, and then I think sorry, Kiprono go. Sorry, Kiprono 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. I think to start this conversation, I want to say categorically, without Vaseline or any other form of loop, fuck Ruto, fuck Oscar Sudi, fuck Mandago, fuck Governor Chelilim, aka koti moja. And the reason I'm saying this is because the events today in Eldoret, marks the symbols of a coward, and that is Ruto. Is talking large on the TV, is talking large on press conferences, while his hometown is erecting wheelbarrows all over the town. His hometown, he has sent his goons, his minions, the minions of Oscar Sudi, the minions of Mandago, the minions of Governor Chelilim. He's hired some local wases to go and chant local incantations in town. They are spilling milk all over, calling people. I don't even want to say much, because if that person is really genuine of what he is saying, if that person is really genuine, he will have avoided all these kinds of things that he's planning in Eldoret. He knows that he's naked in Eldoret. He knows that he's naked everywhere. He knows that he's not wanted in Eldoret. That's why he's doing this kind of shenanigans, whereby he's parading people now in town. Don't come for maandamano kesho. We'll be there with you. Tutamwambia le kesho tuko na tuko, and will be more massive than even ever before. Today I saw Oscar Sudi doing a video that from today I'll stop all charity work. What charity work, Oscar Sudi? What charity work? The same Oscar Sudi will donate 20 million in a church. He will give his other fellow MPs those now that is now worshiping him. Another maybe 5 million or 1 million to do. Tomorrow, let's show up. Tomorrow, let's not lose hope. Tomorrow, let's be there. And ile kitu tunataka nitumie kama parting shot. Nataka kuona David Ndii akikimbia. I went to see David Ndii running 50 meters. Let us see him roll down. Let us see him roll down. Make it happen, my people. Fuck them all. Fuck them. That is all, Kimus.
Thank you. Yeah, so you're saying, just a reminder that we still have people who are missing. We have family members that are looking for their people. So if there's someone that you know that is missing, kindly inbox me or share on the chat space, so that at least we can help the family, we can help each other. Also, like we said, we are on Mchanga. We need to tufikisha 100 million and above. We want everyone that has been injured, everyone that have lost a family member. We come in and contribute. I want to bring Ricky and then Winnie in that order.
Before Ricky speaks, just a little bit. Kuna mtu alituma, there is someone who sent me 20k jana and I still have some balance ka 6k, and today I downloaded my pesa statement. Today I posted the first batch that to fundraise as 50 plus 6k that I sent to Anifa, and the next batch ni ngumu kufunika majina za watu because many people want to be unknown. It was like 450k. I'll post it again for accountability, because we all want accountability. So I still have somebody sent 20k and somebody had promised 40k for water. And if there is the mchangaling on Anifa's timeline, people can check it. Pia
haijanzia Zakayo, the road imeanza huko chini. We've seen guys like, niliona watu wakiongea about watu walikuwa wanaongea about some institutions. All these institutions ni sisi ndio tuko kwa hizo institutions. All
Wind
these
up.
NGOs.
Wind up. You need to
okay.
wind up.
Yeah, I'm winding up. I was just taking my time because nimeona hata nyinyi mmetake time, so allow me to wind up. So all these institutions, like, we have to do something about it. If not, like, we have to collectively make things work. For example, hiyo Safaricom, tuone hizo mama corporates zenye haziku stand up na haziku stand na watu wa Kenya wakiumia. All those guys, they have to feel the pain. Thank you, Kimuzi. Keep it up.
Asante Sana, what's your name? Sorry, I didn't get your name. Asante Sana. Who was that speaking?
It's over there. You can see it. I think I was the only speaker. Bio.
Oh, no. Sorry. It's my Nini is taking a minute to load. Asante Sana, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's have this is Ryan. Okay, let's have Sakwa. Sakwa, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So my bone of contention with this government is when Ruto assumed power 2 years ago. One of the things that he promised every day was to recover the public resources and money that had been grabbed by the old oligarchies and sijui walikuwa wanahitaji wale wakina Kenyatas and the Mois and whatever. So I think that's one thing that gave so many Kenyans hope with his leadership, and they thought maybe he will do something to recover the state capture that they were promising Kenyans. But since then, we haven't seen anything. The people who stole land from Kenyans, the people who have been benefiting from national properties like the KICC. Juzi tumesikia story that Kanu, I think the Kanu party has been taking rent from KICC for the last since 1970 something, and there has been no effort to recover that money from the Kanu party. There have been no effort to recover the money that was stolen by old people through corruption. There has been no effort by this government to recover land, public land that was snatched by people from previous governments. And that's something that really annoys me so much, because this country should be so far away. Kama watu wangekuwa naiba pesa alafu wanaficha. Kulikuwa na hiyo Pandora paper that revealed that the Kenyatas wameficha pesa mingi sana huko majuu, and Ruto as a person who probably branded himself as a hustler, as one of us, we thought he was going to maybe look into such kind of things, arudishe pesa ya Kenya. So, and then there's another thing that really people haven't talked about, but we need to understand that there has been a growing population of Europeans in Kenya recently, or these years, which is a good thing. People are investing in Kenya, but we also need to look at the government's support for people who have been coming to Kenya to grab land. For instance, the things about wildlife conservancies that nobody talks about. There has been this thing of where people come wanataka conserve our wildlife, when we have been living with the wildlife for the last so many decades without harming them. But suddenly the people coming in Kenya, they want to show us how to conserve our own wild animals. Alafu they come wanauzia, hadi nishaona somewhere that they were selling land, or they were buying land from native Kenyans at 5,000 shillings per acre. They'll convert that land into wildlife conservancies. Some natives in Laikipia and other places in northeastern Kenya have been kicked out of their ancestral lands because Europeans want to build wildlife conservancies on their lands. Alafu, to make matters worse, when you are a black person, alafu maybe you want to go and view the animals, you are not allowed, you are discriminated in your own country. We have hotels like the Giraffe Manor that has been accused of discriminating Kenyans in our own country. So if we're going to uninstall this government and bring in someone else, we need to make sure that we are respected in our own country. People have lost land, their ancestral land, their native land should recapture their own land. Community land, irudikwe community land. We need to have someone who's going to recover properties and Kenya's zimeibia. And I've also seen here Honorable Raila Odinga's daughter, Annalisen. You're one of those people who has been arrogant towards Kenyans, by the way. Fuck you, pia wewe. You are listening here. Next time, if your father ever gets power, respect Kenyans. We are the one who pays you. We are the one who puts you in those power. Nyayo tu.
Thank you so much. Asante sana Sakwa. I love your writing and thank you for contributing to this space. Next, let's have Captain Dominic Omondi. And then shortly after that, let's have Nelson Amenya, who is leading up our cause in France. He's one of the student leaders there. So let's have Captain, and then let's have Nelson, and then shortly after that, let's have Troy Karani. So just speak after the next speaker is done. Please speak afterwards. We are keeping it at 3 minutes. If you speak more than 3 minutes, I will have to interrupt you. I do not want to do that. So please keep it under 30 minutes. Asante sana.
Yes, thank you. I hope you guys are getting me loud and clear.
Go
Are
ahead.
you guys
Go ahead.
getting me? Okay. Now, I just want to appreciate you guys for what you did. The pressure is there, and they are now thinking of a way they are going to stop us from doing this. But we should continue doing this until what we are fighting for is actually actualized. I love what you guys are doing, and I would love for us to continue doing this. All I wanted to say today, you know, I've been thinking that these MPs of ours are voting without thinking what their people are doing because of conflict of interest. Some of these MPs are voting for these bills for them to get money. Let's say the government funding for the CDF and stuff, they are voting this for them to get money. What if the government that we are going to introduce will come up with an idea for these MPs to only be making laws and not having our money or not having the money, the funding, because they think of, let me vote this bill because I will be given the CDF for me to disburse, and if I do not vote, I will not get the money. So it's something like the SMPs are having conflict of interest. We should remove. They should not have. They should not get the funding for them to only make laws. I would want to appreciate you guys what you're doing. Those who are supporting, those who are injured, those who are in the hospital, you guys are doing good. Let's support each other, take care of each other. And if you are on your course, kwanza those in front, in the forefront, our big bloggers, have a friend, connect with a friend, have a backup, have a family member who's a backup who can act when you are incommunicado. Talk to these people, and I appreciate what you're doing, guys. Let's do this. Nobody is going to stop us. This is a movement, and God is with us. Thank you.
Asante sana. Next speaker, please.
Hi, Jelani. Could I speak after like two guests? I just landed from a flight, so I'm checking into a hotel, and then I'll speak after like two guests.
Okay, no worries. That's okay. Next speaker.
Hello. So actually, I'm very sad about what happened yesterday night.
Please say your name.
My name is Elizabeth.
Okay. Yeah. You're good.
Yeah. So I'm very sad about what happened yesterday. The massive shooting that happened in Githurai, given that I live around the area. There were a lot of shootings around the area. And then on top of that, I'm also very happy about what happened in Parliament. I'm very happy. So tomorrow, as we'll be going to State House, we are not supposed to be afraid. Let us teach them a lesson. Let us show them that we can actually speak. Let them be a lesson to the leaders who are going to come next, so that hakuna mtu mwenye ataingia kwa parliament ama ataingia in authority and then they want to do things as they wish. If they have to buy something for themselves, let them first make sure that they have actually done something for the people who voted for them. And then on top of that, I'm so happy when people vandalize these properties that belong to these thieves. Let them just keep up the good work. Let them continue vandalizing their properties until these people actually know the reason why they are in government is not because they elected themselves, ama they elected each other, but it was because they were elected by us. So let us prove a point, and we should not stop until the point is driven home. So tomorrow, in black and white, let's march to State House, do better than what we did in Parliament. Like, we should go now extra because the world is watching, and we also want to prove a point to these people. Thank you so much.
Asante sana. Thank you so much. Next speaker, let's have Let's Talk Low Kenya. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jelani. I hope everyone is doing okay. First of all, just to encourage everyone not to give up and not to be disheartened by anything that may be going on. Tomorrow we are on, and we're going to have all the energy. And I just wanted to give people a few things to motivate all of us, just to know that we are fighting for our rights, and a number of our rights are under threat of infringement under this leadership. And what gets me the most is that they keep finding ways to bring these changes that are going to affect our rights in a way that we don't really realize until it's too late, except for this financial bill. And I'll just give you one or two examples real quick. For example, the new health laws that were passed last year in October, there were four. They were like a 4-in-1 package, including the Social Health Insurance Act, which now establishes the shift that we are all talking about, together with the Emergency, Chronic and Critical Illness Fund, and the Primary Healthcare Fund. Now, under this Social Health Insurance Act, let me talk about the ECCIF, which is the Emergency, Chronic and Critical Illness Fund. This is a fund that the president mentioned even in his speech today. And I just find it is in contradiction to what they were trying to do with the finance bill. Remember, in the finance bill, they were bringing in proposals which would have meant that there were some tax impositions that would have been implemented on certain equipment. This equipment would be any equipment that is used in any, for lack of a better word, specialized clinic. So if you're going to a clinic that is like a gynecologist, or, you know, for your bones, or if it's for your teeth, the dentist, if it's for your stomach, as long as it's a specialized clinic, any equipment they would be using there would have had that tax imposed on them. And you know, eventually when such things are done, the one who bears the brunt of the cost is the consumer, who is us. And that would have meant that the cost of treating cancer and other chronic illnesses would have shot way up. And there is where there is a contradiction with this fund that I said is the ECCIF. Because how can you say that you're creating this fund? Just a few months ago, you said we are establishing this fund so that we can help people when they're treating such illnesses, chronic and critical illnesses, such as like cancer. And then a few months later, you come up with a bill that is going to tax, you know, equipment that is going to be used eventually to treat these people. Like, do they think we're fools? What is happening? Or is the tax they're going to take on this equipment what they're going to put into that fund, so that later on they can come and tell you, oh, we are helping you? The other thing with this government, again, on how they contradict themselves, we have the same Social Health Insurance Act says that everyone above 25 must be registered to that social health insurance fund. It is mandatory. And when that happens, they continue to say that when after you have been forced to register to that fund, if you don't pay, if you're not up to date with your payments to that fund, then you will be unable to access healthcare. So this is in contradiction to our right to health. In the Constitution, our right to health is not conditional. There is no place under Article 43 where it says you can you are entitled to the highest standard of care when it comes to healthcare, but only if you have money. If you don't have money to pay to this thing that we have forced you to be a part of, then you can't be treated anywhere. That is ridiculous. So our right to health is under threat of infringement. That is the other thing we're going to fight for tomorrow. Another one is our right to privacy. We saw that they even before the president withdrew the bill, they had done away with the proposal that would have given KRA like literally full access to almost, if not all, of our personal data. And I had shared something along the lines of we shouldn't be too excited to see them remove that provision, because what we need to realize is these guys have been after getting to our data for quite a while. In 2021, KRA started social media monitoring. You can Google and you will see it is true. Social media monitoring by KRA was started in 2021, and they have been monitoring your social media since then. It went on through 2022, and last year, 2023, they now introduced the revenue, what are they called? Revenue service assistants or officers? Something like that, revenue service assistants, I think. These are officers that were trained by the KDF. So these are military trained KRA officers that were introduced to us, I think, towards the end of last year, somewhere thereabout. So you can already see they're monitoring you in very many ways, and that was in 2021. They've started monitoring you. 2022, they admitted that they have started incorporating technology, blockchain, AI, and such like, so that it helps them with their checks, their background checks, and their monitoring of you and your data to know who is not paying taxes or who should be paying more taxes. And then last year, they introduced the military trained KRA officers. Are you seeing the direction they're trying to go? So you can imagine, if that provision had gone through, if they had said give KRA access to all of your personal data, how would that end up with military trained KRA officers and them monitoring you anywhere you post anything on social media? It's not a good look. And if it has not gone through now, best believe they will find a way to try and bring it into fruition. So that's something we have to be very careful about. We are fighting for a right to privacy. Another thing, you saw how Safaricom was snitching on people during the protests and even after. Make noise. Your right to privacy is at stake, even with the Social Health Insurance Act. Remember, I said the Social Health Insurance Act was passed together with 4 other laws. That was the Primary Healthcare Act, the Digital Health Act, and the Facilities Improving Funding Act, something like that. The Social Health Insurance Act, there's a clause there that says that the government intends to digitize the whole health sector. In fact, in the same act, they say that as much as they are forcing you to be part of the shift, you cannot be part of it until you have a digital ID. And this digital ID is something that they've been trying to get us to get for a long time. Remember Huduma number? But we said no to that, and the court supported us. And we almost had the same victory with the Maisha number. Last year, it was supposed to be launched in December, but the court said no, because there were some digital rights groups that went and made very good arguments on our behalf. God bless them. But what happened is that in February this year, was it February? I think so. The courts then came and said, oh, you know what? We changed our minds. We think the government can go ahead and launch the Maisha number. So Maisha number is happening. So you can see they're doing many things here and there, all towards one goal. They've got Maisha number going. And here, on the other hand, they've already said you must have a digital ID to be registered to the SHIF. And as long as you're above 25, you must be registered to the SHIF. And on top of that, they're going to digitize the whole health sector under the Social Health Insurance Act and the Digital Health Act. So all of your data is going to be accessible by these people, and they have not told us what measures, if any, they're going to put to make sure our data is safeguarded. The other day we heard of them talking about selling some of our data to Europe, God knows for what purpose. So you can imagine very delicate, sensitive health data of all Kenyans being stored and handled by this government. You remember e-citizen site hack.
I need you to land. I need you to land.
Oh, sorry. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there are so many rights and fundamental freedoms that are at risk because of what this government is doing under the radar, not just on the finance bill. And that's the thing we need to be most aware of. Even as we go tomorrow, we need to know we are not just talking about what they had in the finance bill, but we are fighting for all the rights that they are trying to infringe and curtail. So let's go, people. We've got this. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Asante Sana, thank you so much. Let's talk law. You have really educated us. The only thing I'm going to say, the one thing I'm going to say is I'm not particularly opposed to having a unified identification system, because it makes no sense to have NHIF, your ID, your passport, your insurance, your like different like NSSF, all those various government services requiring different identification profiles. So personally, as me, I don't mind having a unified identification system, because then it also allows us to which is the main goal of our movement right now, is to enforce accountability. If you have a unified identification system, it then also streamlines our ability to hold people accountable. Because now you have a system where one person owns 100 companies, they're doing business with 90 companies and stealing from the government with the 90 companies that they own. And there's no way for the government to know because we don't have a unified system. So for me, my issue is not the data sharing between KRA and all those things. My issue is Safaricom being allowed to track us and pick us from our homes. Osama was picked when they sent goons to pick up Osama. They went to his house in Kasarani, and they also went to his hiding spot in Parklands, which is absolutely unnecessary, and it's just fucking insane. Okay, they should not be able to do that. Osama, what does Osama do other than bully people on his timeline? That's all he does, right? He's basically generally every single day a peaceful, loving individual that fixes our computers and our phones. Other than the occasional weekly occurrence of him bullying someone, he is not as evil as Didymus or Baraza, Obado, William Ruto. He's not as evil as this other nigga. What's this dude's name? Fuck. This guy, Babu Owino. This other woman. What's her name? The woman who shot somebody. Aisha Jumwa. To be honest, Osama's evil is like 1 out of 10, and these people are like 79 out of 10. But they had two squads of 4 cars each in the locations they thought he would be at because Safaricom enabled them. So I don't have a problem with a unified identification system. I have a problem with a surveillance system where now KRA can pull your M-Pesa records and decide now you owe us this amount of tax because you spent this amount of money at Milan, which is also owned by another thief. That is what I have a problem with. And I think we need to all just educate ourselves on what the correlation between surveillance and identification, like what is identification and what are the pros and cons of it, but what is also surveillance and what we need to avoid. But yes, I 100% agree with you. Thank you so much. Let's talk. I will allow the next speaker is Troy. Troy, go ahead. You have 3 minutes, and then we're going to allow Boniface, Kilundizi, and then we take over from there. Thank you so much.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to begin by categorically reminding everyone that the statement, your purported president is not my president, of course. I don't care. I don't actually, Simtambui, I don't acknowledge him as my president, came forward to put across today that was filled with filth and lies from the first statement up to the last. That guy was not doing that because he was remorseful. No. And I want you to pass this to our thick, sometimes very thick parents who don't understand that situations have changed. I have this evening blocked my mother kwa kuniambia kwamba mnaona rais amekuja ati ako na huruma. I had to remind her ya kwamba things have changed. Now we are not going to take any more advice yenye tunaona ina to lead into graves, because no. Ruto was doing that to save his international image, because for him, the world outside there kumuona as a perfect person is more important than the rest of our comrades who died. And of course, he knew people will die. He knew he was calling the shots. There is no way at Yakina Bungei are giving orders, these thick commanders of police officers, to get our brothers who wanakuwa taken out like they're in the battlefield in somewhere in Somali by a sniper. No one is saying anything about it in front of live cameras. You think he didn't know? He knew. All this thing, by the way, this motherfucker planned it. Alikuwa ameplan atifike kwa parliament, aliject ndio aonekane mzuri kwa macho wazazi wetu. And this theatrics Gachagua is playing with us ni kuredeem tu jina government. First and foremost, I've always been vocal in these spaces, and I've said both the opposition and the government, they don't care about us. Watu wanakuanga in a way ya kujaribu kusuit agenda ndio waonekane wazuri, by that time taking advantage of circumstances. I have seen someone said to the so-called mtoto wa Raila Odinga I also want to remind you, Kwamba, it is through your father's connections that you are appointed at East African Community Parliament. It is not that you are very qualified for that, and for that also, fuck you. You should stop meddling in the affairs of the country. Na kitu ya pili, all these our cabinet secretaries, all of them, work on a scandal, but they're still leading us in a serious country. And I repeat saying, Mithika Linturi, a famous rapist, anajulikana for taking advantage of other women, who will not even be in power. The moment in a serious country, Oscar Sudi will be a local cobbler. Lakini in our country is a billionaire. The other day I saw his case at Ikikwa with the drone over fake education. These people mock education. They show us the middle fingers. Unaenda university, unasumbuana na supervisors, you do great work, you write great documentations, you come, you cannot find a place because motherfuckers kama kina Farouk Kibet are occupying those positions of power. Speaking on behalf of us, like if tulimu-elect anywhere in this, but this country should stop, and this is the moment. Mimi nitawaambia, don't actually buy any empathy this idiot is selling us. This person, since 2001, when William Ruto was the ministry, aliibia ministry, was it the ministry of land? Hiyo time alikuwa akiuza shamba ya forest for $1.1 million in 2001. Do you know how much that was? Hiyo wakati Gorogoro ikiuzwa 13 bob. He had already stolen $1.1 million. Alipiga kesi akuja he was acquitted in 2011, I think in April. This guy in 2007, amechoma church. In 2009, alikuwa kwa scandal, akikuwa Ministry of Agriculture. He's been in scandal day in, day out. And today is coming to lie to you is remorseful, and you're buying that story. I don't actually want to see anyone accept at you, what guys said they have apologized. These guys have not apologized. According to the laws of Kenya, President akisema ati the bill ikishapita the third reading, which did, it will actually become a law whether you like it or not. Hii mambo yanatudanganya ati they have thrown it back. No, after 21 days, it will ascend into law, and I would like lawyers to come and educate us on the same. Let's call these motherfuckers for who they are. And another thing, kama wewe ni influencer, you cannot continue working with our oppressors. Safaricom wametuonyesha middle finger time and again, and I would like to say to Ndego, fuck you. Na hizo lips zako zinakaa buccal cavity ya chura. You cannot continue doing that to us. We must be united. This is the moment. Now watu wenye wana sanitize government, usilipwe 300 to come and mock your brothers and sisters. Mtai na huyo mtu mwingine Mtai, by the way, wewe hata I don't know if I ever meet you anywhere, naweza kupiga vibaya sana. Some of us are really angry. Didmas Baraza na hiyo kilemba yake killing someone in broad daylight saa hizi, ana move na fuel guzzlers funded by taxpayers money. Tomorrow let's turn up. By the way, this is the moment. Na by the way, Ruto sahi anatumia hiyo tactic inaitwa like you retreat, then ana regroup, and then akikam atatu crash totally. Mkirelent, na tukirelent, even for any single minute, my brothers and sisters, we will pay the heavy price, because hatutawahi patiwa any other opportunity at all ya kuregroup. So let's do it. Wangekuwa serious at they want to approach the dialogue table, they could not be calling pastors. They know where this generation stands. Na pastors na religious leaders, we don't trust them. Why is it that the first thing tukikuwa na crisis you are calling them kufanya damage control? That is not it. Today muliona Githurai, women were speaking with a lot of pain. If you remember that grandmother, a lot of pain. But we cannot continue like this. This is the only time, by the way. Na mimi tuambia, let's keep pushing. Tuende kwa mchanga, tutupe kitu, tuzike wenzetu na amani, and I'm very sorry for them. My heart is with them. Wale nyamamia, my heart is with you, but you cannot relent, because if you make that mistake, and remember me and my words, we will never get such an opportunity. Let's crush the enemy kama bado wako down, and crush him in totality. Thank you.
Asante Sana, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You've been amazing. Yes, I want to address something. There's something you said, and also there's a DM I've received. Somebody asked me why I did not express condolences to people who died. I am so sorry that I did not start with that. I'm very, very, very extremely sorry for anybody who died. It was not necessary for anybody who died, anybody who got shot, not just died, anybody who got shot, anybody who got injured, and also the people who died. For me, I've not slept. I've not slept this whole week. This has been a really just challenging time, because I feel personally responsible, because I voted in this government. I feel personally responsible. It's a very heartbreaking time to know that my age mates are parents. So thinking as a parent and somebody that has nieces and nephews, and just thinking somebody's kid did not come home, I feel very, very guilty. I feel extremely guilty. I'm so sorry to everybody that lost their kid, everybody that lost their family member, everybody that lost their friend. I am so sorry. I'm so deeply sorry. And I pray that God comforts you and holds you together in this extremely difficult time. At the same time, let me say this. This is a war. This is not fun and games. People will die. People will get displaced. People will lose their jobs. People will lose their place in society. But you have to stand for the truth. And what is the truth? The truth is that Ruto is a dictator. Ruto is a murderer. Ruto has a dark triad personality. Ruto is murdering people. Ruto does not deserve to be president. And unfortunately, these truths will put you in danger. Standing up for the truth will put you in danger. There is no democracy in the world that is not built on the blood of brave people. So whereas I am so sorry, I am so heartbroken, I'm absolutely even terrified for myself that you could die for standing up for the truth. The bottom line is that at the end of the day, for us to safeguard our freedom, for us to stand up for the truth, there must be some sacrifices. We will lose access to our ability to communicate freely, like on a space like this. Yesterday, I got logged out of my own account. Some people have become abducted. Till now, some people have not been released. There's just been problems for us to stand up for the truth. And that is the price of freedom. And we must all be willing to pay for it. Right now, I feel a bit somewhat, not entirely, but somewhat protected. But I'm ready. Anytime the country I'm in could say, listen, we don't like you, run inside, I'll go back to your home. Anytime I could be put on a plane and brought back home. And then as soon as I land in JKIA, a bullet will be put in my brain. These things happen. But you have to be brave. You have to be courageous. We have to step forward. They cannot kill 30 million youth. I want you to put that in your head. They might kill me. They might kill you. They might kill 10 other people. They might kill 100 other people. They might kill 1,000 other people. But we are 30 million youth in Kenya. And we have to be brave. We have to be courageous. We have to stand strong. Ruto is not, he's not bigger than all of us. He's not stronger than all of us. Okay? Let's be brave. All right. Next speaker, let's have Engineer Clinton Ochieng. Your mic is yours, the floor is yours. Go ahead. 3 minutes. And next, then we have the next speaker that is going to be Vincent. Asante sana.
Thank you for the space. Thank you for the opportunity. I've really waited for this. Guys, some of us don't know how to deal with distress, anger, everything. We have not eaten. We have not slept. We have been ice all over. To begin with, my condolences to those who have lost their souls, who have died in this journey, just to repeat myself, who have had injuries everywhere. Eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them. May the souls of those faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. I am beyond furious with our president. How dare he call us, the youth, the criminals, for exercising our fundamental rights to demonstrate. Guys, we stood up for our rights, for our future, and he had the audacity to label us as criminals. Come on, man. This is not just an insult. It's a complete betrayal of what leadership should stand. And exactly the guy you saw yesterday was the President Ruto. I feel so bad for the guys who voted for this person, but luckily enough, time is still on your side. You have seen the light. What makes it even more infuriating is that he rejected the bill only after lives were lost. How many of our friends, our brothers and our sisters had to suffer, had to endure the violence meted on us by the police, or even lose more lives before he could listen? This is not leadership, by the way, guys. This is cowardice. This is negligence on a scale that is unforgivable. We can't forgive this man. We can't forgive this narcissist, this dictator. Right now, I can't talk to my family. I can't talk to my girlfriend. I can't have sex because Ruto is stressing me, man. We came peacefully to demonstrate against a bill that threatened our freedom, that sought to undermine the very fabric of our society, man. And what did we get in return? Brutality, violence, and now after all the pain and loss, a hollow rejection of the bill, man. It feels like an afterthought, right? A desperate attempt to save face after the damage is already done. There's no going back, guys. The president must know why kuku huenda haja ndogo na kubwa mara moja, anakoroga akiachilia pa. The president's actions are a stark reminder of the disconnect by the that he has, kama Rigiji, the way the Rigiji just said, between the government and the people. Instead of protecting us, they're attacking us. Instead of listening to us, they're silencing us. Jacob Juma saw this, and now when it's too late for those who have suffered the most, they try to backtrack and say, no, we are sorry. What is sorry for somebody who has lost a life? Like, guys, me literally, I'm still shaking, But this is not the end. We'll continue to fight tomorrow for justice and for the memory of those who paid the ultimate price. We can't name all of them. Their names are all over trending. Our voices will grow louder. Our resolve will grow stronger. And our unity must be unbreakable, guys. We will not forget, and we will not forgive this blatant disregard of our lives and rights. Enough is enough. Tomorrow morning, let's occupy the streets. Let's chant. Let's make us be heard everywhere. Appreciation goes to those guys who are making us be seen out there, the Larry Mados, and you guys who are holding these places wherever you are. Viva!
Thank you, Asante Sana. Let's have Nelson. Nelson, are you ready to speak? I know you were leaving the airport. Okay, so let's have Nelson, and then let's have Vincent next, and then after Vincent, let's have Madam Maj herself from Germany, and then we can move forward. After Maj, we can have history KE. So after the next, just immediately start speaking. Thank you.
Thank you, Jelani. Thank you, Kiemozi, for this space. This is a wonderful time to be Kenyan. I feel so patriotic, and so many other people feel very patriotic. Everybody I'm speaking to is feeling this. It's like we are gaining independence again. So this is such a great moment to be Kenyan. And it's so sad that we are not in Kenya. I would have loved to be in Kenya because I would definitely be in the protests. And everybody who knows me knows that I would have been at the center of the protests. Irrespective of that, I have organized a protest with the Kenya Students Association in France leadership. And we are organizing a protest in Paris on Friday. And it's gonna be for the whole of everybody in Paris who is a Kenyan. So it's not only for students, it's only that, we have only capacity to speak as the students, the student body in Paris. Before I continue, I want to also pass my condolences to the people who lost their lives yesterday. It is so sad that people had to shed their blood for a stupid bill, for just a mere bill, something that it's unthinkable. When you think about it, you get so angry that people were shot in the head with a sniper, like terrorists. Those snipers, where were they when Westgate was being attacked? Where were they when Dusit was being attacked? They are so good at attacking unarmed people, but when there is a situation where we need them, they're nowhere to be found. They're cowards. Cowards are the only people who attack weak people, and that's what they did. They're cowards, because how can you attack someone with no gun, no weapon, nothing, and you shoot them in the head and their brains are all over it? It's tragic. It's a tragic moment, and it's even more tragic that the president could not even show any form of empathy. I mean, what kind of leadership is that? Anyway, I really want to